static using my own music. Oh my gosh, what happened? The hair is gone. Is that my Halloween thing? I don't know. Probably being all sweaty coming back from the dentist and having to get another mold taken of my teeth because I broke another retainer. But the guy's like, you can keep the mold. So next time I just give them my mold and then they can make a retainer from that and I don't have to gag the whole time. So that's what my afternoon's been like. Okay, so with this stream, I hope everything sounds okay. I'm trying to do this in ultra low latency or something, so hopefully the chat doesn't have as huge a delay, but I think it'll still have a bit. Is this stream going to be spooky? Probably not. You will have to wait. I mean, I was thinking of setting up, like, the Stream Elements does have a thing where you can get a ghost to move across the screen, but it was so low resolution last time I played with it. Hey, Hopi! Hello? Nope. Oh, he's grabbed a little monkey. Okay, so, hello! Hello, what have you got? Chip chip! Oh, it's Halloween for the little monkey thing. Oh, hello. Yeah. I shaved it off, but, you know, Halloween, so the reason I'm wearing white and it's kind of cutesy is because it's Halloween and I'm not really a Halloween person, so I try and wear white. And, Up Space, the National Space Development Agency of Up Smile. This is a cutesy shirt I got from my aunt in Japan. Yeah. Okay, so where was I gonna... Oh my god, he really wants to... You gonna give me the toy? Jump, 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 jump. He's been a bit anxious lately. I think he's missing Marley. Hey, hello! It's not showing on the screen yet, but hello, Raphael. Oh, Hopi, I'm sorry, am I not playing with you? You want to come say hello to everyone? Not really. Hello, Hopi! You want to run away? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! You think licking me will let you get away? Alright. Woof. Okay. So, for people watching on the replay, especially, I have stopped... Hello! I have stopped... I'm probably, like, waving in the wrong direction. I've stopped controlling the ads on a lot of my live streams just because it's too much of a pain. So, especially on the gaming ones, because there's no easy place for me to move the ads. You know how YouTube just puts a whole bunch through. So I'm sorry if you're getting heaps when you're watching streams on replay. These talking ones are a little bit easier because when I take a drink, usually there's a silence and I can be like, that's when we should have an ad. But, I can't drink for another couple minutes because, yeah, being at the dentist, we had that fluoride stuff and, yeah, don't eat or drink for half an hour, which is almost, and then I can have a drink. Yeah, so that's one thing for people watching on the replay. Also, just for everyone, is everyone so far from... Oh, well, here's a thing I've been working on. We're finally going to get some merch. So the thing I need to ask people is how much do people want this? Because what's happening is I've ordered some samples, but I'm in Australia and their manufacturers are like in the US and the EU and wherever. So once they make it, which takes 2 to 7 days, then it's going to take like a month to ship to me. So if anyone was hoping to get something like this for Christmas, well, if I'm waiting for samples before I make them go live, good luck. But one thing I've mentioned to Patreon is, like, I could just put them live, and then you guys can take a risk on my graphic design and their manufacturing, and we'll all discover what it's like together. Chances are, if I do that and you guys ordered, you'd probably get them before me, which is a bit sad, but... sad for me, but anyway, yeah, so I've been working on that. It's my Face Myself's artwork, which has sort of become like a logo for me. But when I designed that, I designed it for being printed on like canvas or photographic paper. I didn't design it for t-shirts. And so there's some design elements in there that just don't come out well in that printing way. So I've had to go in and do some magic and make it possible to print it on a t-shirt. So it's slightly different to the original, but it looks fine from a distance, and yeah, it'll look better than if we get the original and slap it on there, just because of the way t-shirt printing is done. But yeah, so we're finally getting some merch. Now, this one up here, this is the Stream Elements shop, so you know, if I happen to be live streaming and someone bought something, it would come up with a little thing that opens a box. Apparently I haven't actually tested it yet, but yeah, so that's that. And these are the default products they suggested to me, although they had all these other colors, as if like my face thing is going to work on any color other than black. So that's the thing. But I'm also working on the spread shop because you all voted, well, the handful of people who did vote voted for spread shop. So I am working on that, but that's a lot more complicated. They've got way too many products. Like, I put the thing in and then they gave me like, I don't know, 20 default products, including an apron. Does anyone want this design on an apron? I'm just like, yeah, so I have to go through that and then figure out exactly how it works and then how I can connect it to YouTube. But that one doesn't work on streaming. It only works like under the video. You get like a bar with all the little merch things. So I'm just like, oh my god, it's a lot of work. Anyway, so that's happening, and I don't know if they make things or ship things faster. I think they might have someone who produces stuff in Australia, but I haven't really looked, haven't had time, so that might not, I might not get around to that by the end of the year, I don't know. But yeah, so if people want this and they want it like as soon as possible, I can make it live early, and maybe I'll do like, I think I can manually put in a discount or something for like my launch thing. Yeah, that could be kind of fun, and maybe we can set up a stream for that, but I don't know. I'm still a bit like, I hope my graphic design worked nicely, and I hope they print things nicely, so yeah. But if anyone really wants it, I guess I can make them live. So that's the thing. Merch. Merch is on the way. I know there's a few people who wanted some, and I want mine because I've been wanting to do this for ages, but yeah, cool. So that's things that are happening. Can I have a drink yet? Yes, but maybe I'll give it another couple minutes. Merch! We'll wait for it to pop up on this. I've got to remember which hand it is because it's not mirrored. But this thing! Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Oh my god, the Stream Elements thing is much more delayed. Merch! I need a little thing where I can choose like which things pop up, like big, if I could make a comment go big. Yes, that one. Okay, alright, so that's that. Now, I did open up the form again for people to ask questions if they can't make this stream, but before I get into that, was there anything anyone who's currently here wants to say? And I'll just make sure that YouTube's not giving me any warnings about, yeah, okay, stream is healthy. Yay, good. So hopefully I've set everything up right this time. And, okay. So actually, how long is the delay at the moment? Just gonna watch the delay. Okay, it's only like 5 or 6 seconds delay. Cool. So that gives me an idea. Right, well, hopefully I've set this up right, and we can have a look. I did it this time so that the form should show up on screen here. Let's see if it works. Hey! So yeah, this is that form that I set up, and it's closed now, but we actually got some anonymous things. So anonymous, and like, you know, it's sort of also making me think, you know, do you have any supernatural experiences? No. No, I'm pretty sure I can explain everything based on glitches in my brain if anything does happen. But no, I don't. That's very Halloween themed of you, though. I'm not very Halloween themed person. I did think like I could wear one of my wigs, but because I've just been like walking around and my armpits are still sweaty, and yeah, it's actually quite warm outside. Anyway, so I'll get into the form stuff. And I think both questions have to do with schizoid, and I'm just like, can you invent a supernatural? How's my face? Is that enough for a supernatural experience? Oh, I can look like a little, skull. That's me. Ta-da! A little skull thing, that's my... But yeah, so both the form things, I think, had to do with schizoid personality disorder, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I've been talking more about that kind of stuff. And it reminds me of like why I didn't really want to get too much into schizoid, because then I end up being seen as a schizoid YouTuber and people ask the same questions every time. But I will try to answer it anyway. So Anonymous says, are you sure it's just schizoid personality disorder? It seems like you've got some traits of autism. Now, I have made a post on my community tab, which I think I will dig up for you. Oops, wrong one. I'll dig it up for you right now and post it in the chat so that later you can have a look and realize that this is one of those repetitive questions that I'm a little bit tired of. So, copy that. Chuck it in here. Ta-da! Okay, so because like ever since that first video about we got all the Halloween going on. Ever since that first video saying I have schizoid personality disorder, I've been getting the same kinds of questions, and it's all like, you know, telling me I can't have schizoid because I've got other things, like I seem like I have other things, or I'm too good at talking, or I don't know, whatever. But so this one, yeah, are you sure it's just schizoid personality disorder? It's not just schizoid personality disorder. I also have depression and possibly a dissociative condition. But autism, no. This question is also a little bit hard to answer because I don't know what you mean by traits of autism. If you just mean that, like, being less social, there's lots of conditions where people are less social. If it's just that I'm a bit odd, well, schizoid is under odd and eccentric disorders, so that's not unusual. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what you're getting at there, but let's think about autism, because this is something that people thought I had, but I never got a diagnosis, and I was told many times, no, that doesn't fit. And so, like with autism, for example, with the special interests, okay, so yeah, I have maybe an interest in, say, the split personality thing. I've got a lot of that sort of fiction, you know, Fight Club, Venom, there's some stuff going on in The Mummy, those are the ones you can see from here. But the thing is, like, it's not that deep. I don't really care about the excessive details. And, you know, like, I've got friends who are autistic, and the level of detail and depth they can go into a topic is just beyond me. I've had lots of small obsessions, but I never get into that really deep level of depth. Like, once it starts getting to that, I just get bored. I'm like, oh God, really? How far does this rabbit hole go? I'm not that interested. So I tend to, like, get into a surface level of things. And yeah, speaking of being obsessive, like, yes, I have traits. I might have traits of autism, but that's not the same as having the disorder itself. And it's the same way, like, you know, I might have an obsessive trait, but that doesn't mean I have obsessive compulsive disorder. Like, you know, we all have, everything's on a spectrum, and, you know, we all have traits of something, but whether it's a disorder or not. I have autism, and you do seem similar to a lot of my behavior traits, but there is a wide spectrum of disorders that can be similar. Yeah. Another thing, so, like, yes, I'm less social than other people, but it's not like a lot of autism flavored SPD. Well, I think, like, a long time ago, autism, I think it might have been referred to as, like, schizoid disorder of childhood or something. So there are some links, and there is some overlap. Some people can fit both diagnoses. But, like, so another big thing with autism, and I realized, like, not everyone with autism has every single thing, but, for example, sensory issues don't really have that. Like, everyone has preferences, and if there's some thing that's not to my preference, like I'm not gonna freak out or anything. I just deal with it. It's not a big deal. It's just not something I like. So there's that. There's also like with social issues, that's where I was going with the social issues. So quite often people with autism do seem to want to be social. They just don't, they just struggle to understand how or how to go about it, and they're kind of awkward in that way and can face a lot of rejection from not being able to socialize in the right way, and then not understanding social cues like facial expressions, eye contact, social norms and all that kind of stuff. But I don't have any trouble with that. I don't have trouble looking people in the eye. Like, you know, the only times is when I've been really shy as a kid, or I think there was a phase where I learned like some traditional tribes see eye contact as like a challenge, and for a while I was like, is that something I need to worry about? Should I not be making eye contact with people? But, you know, like I still know that that's a thing, and I can read people fine as far as I'm aware anyway. It's just that I'm not interested in people, and I don't particularly care for social norms. Yeah, but I can go with them if I have to. So there's sort of a difference there, I think. I hope that comes across, like the sort of nuance in it. Like, yeah, on the surface level, there's this lack of socializing, but the reasons are kind of different. With autism, it's more a problem of understanding and connecting in that way, whereas with schizoid, it's more like, I don't want to connect. And yeah, like I've had doctors explain this to me. There was this one guy I saw who was trying to explain, like, you know, he had a friend who's a doctor, and he would just do consultations, like talking to the patient like this, like not even looking at them, just sort of like, oh yeah, and how's it going, blah, 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 and sort of oblivious to the fact that you should be looking at your patient. Yeah, so there's things like that, like I instinctively know that that's just that how socializing works. I'm just not interested in participating, and I have different interests, and I don't care. So yeah, you know, special interests, sensory issues, and socializing, they're kind of big things in autism that I don't have. I suppose some people might enjoy that kind of bedside manner. I mean, there's always someone, right? But in terms of social norms and like instinct, the instinctive way of behaving, yeah, I hope that answers like the autism thing. And like if I did, like, you know, because it's a spectrum these days and everyone's getting diagnosed with autism these days. If I'm on that spectrum, it's on such a mild end that it's probably not worth diagnosing. Whereas with schizoid personality disorder, like I have, like since that original video, I have now been to a therapist who has said, yes, this is a thing. You know, we've speculated, could it be something else? But at present, with the information we have, schizoid personality disorder fits. I don't think there is a right way. A right way about what? And hello, Jack's Law. Which, a right way for what? I've been talking, and so there might be a delay in when you left something. A doctor who doesn't face you sounds like he's got his own disorder. Well, see, he might have had a, like, you know, higher level of that autism on the spectrum of knowing how to socialize. So he was very bright and got through medical school, but with that interacting with patients thing, still struggling with the you should actually look at people thing, might make him more relatable. Yeah, for certain kinds of people. I know there was that TV show, the medical show, and having short hair again it's such a relief. What is that, The Good Doctor? My parents watch that sometimes, and it sort of it does that thing of making autism look like a superpower, which annoys me a little bit, but okay. Yeah, anyway, so sorry, just a bit distracted by noise. Yeah, schizoid personality disorder. I don't want to go through all the reasons that fits me again. It's just the fact that I can talk and seem like I'm fine. I think that puts people off. So, like, I'm masking, and masking is a thing in autism as well, I realised, and it's harder to diagnose females. But yeah, when I look at all the details, there's so little that I relate to in autism. Schizoid makes a lot more sense. It's just that I've learned to develop a covert presentation, which kind of brings us to the next the next thing in the form. But yeah, so I hope that kind of answered that. And then if you want to look at more of the things, that link, this link here in the chat, that's the one to look at, because I'm kind of tired of the question, like, you don't have schizoid, or maybe you have this, or whatever. Yeah, cool, you're not my therapist, you haven't seen me out in the world. How I look on YouTube and how I act on YouTube isn't necessarily how I'm going to act in the rest of life, and I'm just tired of that question. And oh gosh, is it going to come up every time I live stream or every time I start making videos about, things to do with schizoid? I hope not, because it's annoying. It's just repetitive, and I get tired of thinking about it. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, and hopefully I set this up right. And this one comes from Yummy Naked Chicken. Now, I was almost not going to, leave that name in there, but it's not too bad, I mean, plucked chickens, they're tasty, I guess. Yeah, I like Nando's. Nando's is one of my favorite restaurants. I have one of those membership cards, and there was a period in my life where I was like a VIP, and they took us out to actually do, nude drawing kind of thing. Like, they had a nude model, and so they gave us all this new products to try at their restaurant for free, and then they took us to this other place and gave us all bits of paper, and we were drawing, and there was this nude lady. Thankfully it was a lady. Oh my gosh, because yeah, nude guys, especially the one at art school that they had us draw, yeah, take my glasses off for that one. Anyway, I know, you're asking me other questions and I'm just talking about Nando's. How does food relate to nude drawing? I think because Nando's just likes to pretend they're edgy somehow. I don't know. So yeah, they took us out to nude drawing. I'm like, yeah, this is real edgy. It's only something that every art school ever has done, but for a restaurant, I guess it is a bit unusual. So yeah, but because I used to go, it is kind of odd. I used to go every time I had work, for my lunch shift, I'd just go to Nando's. Especially when I struggled with my appetite, it was one of the few things I could eat that was substantial. So yeah, and because I was there all the time, and I didn't even have to say my order, they just knew when they saw me, oh, you want this? And I'm like, yep. And yeah, so I was there a lot, ended up being a VIP. That was a funny time. So, Yummy Naked Chicken, by leaving that name there, you have sent me off on an entirely different tangent. So, when you're choosing names, maybe, I don't know, I guess sometimes you just won't know when it's going to get me on a different thing. Anyway, okay, so here we go with another one about schizoid. Sad face. How are you perceived by people who didn't know you? First impression. I mean, when you were younger and had overt schizoid symptoms, flat affect, etc., did you have problems having people take you seriously? And I don't really understand that last part of the question. God, it's so loud. Hang on. Do I need to close some more doors? I don't know. It's just really distracting. Give me a moment. I'm just going to see what's going on there. Alright, not much I can do with that. I think they're in the bathroom, and so it connects to the hallway, and there's no doors I can close between there, so I've closed my own door, and hopefully Hope doesn't come and scratch and ask to be let in. Okay, yeah, so I don't really understand this question. Did you have problems having people take you seriously? In what way? Yeah, I thought maybe it's in terms of having the disorder, but I only got diagnosed earlier this year, so when I was younger. And I don't really know. Part of being young is that people just tend to ignore you more. Yeah, I guess. a lot of my school reports say, oh, she should speak up more, the class could benefit from her insights, which is, teacher code for she's really quiet and doesn't say anything. But also, being a high achiever, I guess, they wanted me to engage more. Like, I just did my work quietly a lot of the time, and didn't speak up. So I didn't really have anything to say. So it was just, only occasionally, like, I remember in high school, I think they were trying to work out something and I just, like, nudged my friend and said, it's this, and then she said it for me. And they hope your smarts rub off on the dumber kids. Well, I tell you what, that seems to be what all my Asian friends were hoping, is they'd hang around me and, they always wanted to know what my marks were, and I guess sometimes get me to help them with homework and stuff. That sort of Asian culture where they all went to, like, extra tutoring, which they learned stuff that we hadn't learned in class yet, and then we'd learn it in class and they already knew it. And I'm like, so what's the point of you coming to class if you're just learning the same stuff? It wasn't tutoring, it was learning things in advance. And Hope wants to come in. Hopey. Are you coming? Well, I want to keep the door closed because it's a little bit distracting, if you don't mind. I know, I'm sorry, I'm on the internet. Are you going to eat that? Are you going to eat it? No? Oh, oh dear, anyway. Anyway, something Asian friends. They just want those good grades. Well, yeah, and they're under a lot of pressure. They all lived in the same area too, pretty much, so they all hung out together and I just happened to be there. And yeah, like, I remember I used to, oh, this is annoying me again. I used to sometimes I'd try and sit on my own, but then they'd all come and sit with me and I'm like, okay, they're a little learning cult. Yeah. And then, like, the parents would want to know what my marks were, and during that phase where I stopped telling my parents what my marks were, often my parents would find out through their parents because they'd found out, So yeah, that was kind of a weird thing to do on my part, I guess, but it was just like, yeah, there was a lot of strange things. And when I was really, really young, I think, sorry, I'm just taking off my shoes and socks off, like, so don't mind me. So when I was really, really little, I think I was actually more of a performer, or I wanted to be more of a performer, and so, like, I was doing things like ballet, and I was trying to get involved in, like, drama type stuff, but yeah, I still, like, I was shy, but then as time went on, I became more withdrawn, and I think a lot of disorders really become apparent during puberty, and that's definitely, by then, I was definitely, like, in the full overt schizoid kind of mode, and, people asking me, I don't know, stuff, and I'd just not have anything to say and keep stuff to myself, and yeah, I did have the sort of little fantasy thing going on, schizoid fantasy, probably, I read a lot of books and stuff, and yeah, very much kept to myself. So how are you perceived by people who didn't know you? First impression. Well, yeah, so, like, the way my school worked, from, like, kindy to year 4, there's, like, 32 people in the class, and then from year 5 and 6, there's, like, an extra class, so it doubles in size, the whole grade, and then there's 2 classes, and then in Drunk I'm That Not. Ah! Is that Doge? Oh, it's kind of, like, warped. Hello. Take me home, I'm drunk. Take me drunk, I'm home? I remember that was, like, on the little Nokia thing. I think it was something like that. I'm getting myself confused. Anyway, and then, yeah, so year 7 until the end of high school. I think year 7 in American, maybe they call it junior high school. I'm not really sure about American stuff. It's just the senior school, high school, year 7 to 12. Then there's 5 classes, and each has about 30, and then also you go to your different subjects. So, like, There was like at least 30 people who I knew for a very long time, and maybe 60 people who I knew for a very long time. And so I don't really remember first impressions. And then most of that group, I would have met before, like in the little thing before you move into high school, because I went to the same school for 13 years. So I didn't really have a lot of first impressions. And then now he wants to go out again. Excuse me. All right. There you go. Dear, oh dear. So, yeah, I guess I wasn't really paying attention as well, because didn't really care how people perceived me. I think, they probably just thought I was quiet and weird. You can see him with your back turned. Oh dear. Hello, thank you. Wow, the subscribe thing worked. Thanks for subscribing, Jaxlore. And now the thing that's going to be interesting is whether or not I fixed the thing so that when I change to like the be right back or end screen, whether that's going to show again. But on the other hand, I guess it's kind of fun to see everything that happened in the stream popping up again. We could do that as like the outro. So, hey, thank you for subscribing. There's actually been a lot of subscribers lately, and I'm not really sure what happened to change that. Maybe it's that I'm making more videos about the schizoid stuff. Is that what people are? There was also like at least one subscriber after I, talked about DID. Yeah, I don't know, but thank you. Welcome to the madhouse where, I'll just make random videos about anything. I know everyone loved the lizard video. That's right. Oh dear, they missed the ants when I was making heaps of ant videos. I still have the ant farm, just haven't been able to find any queens lately. I think La Nina's just completely changed everything. Anyway, so first impressions, when I was younger and had overt schizoid symptoms, I love that people bring up flat affect, because I seem like I have so much emotion now, apparently, when actually mostly I just feel numb. I've just been able to get into this thing where I can act like I'm more excitable and energetic than I really am. And so, like, here's a tip: if you hate taking photos and it feels awkward, I just come up with this face where I intentionally am trying to look like I'm being silly, because then if you look silly on the photo, it just means you meant it. And so I tend to be like, I can't even do it now because I'm in YouTube mode, not photo taking mode, but you sort of just make a crazy face, and then people just assume you were doing that on purpose. So you don't have to do a nice smile, whatever a nice smile looks like. I find that really hard when I'm just trying to do and you got to try and do it with your eyes too to make it more convincing. Yeah, I do the photo thing a lot. I think of something funny to me and use that smile. God, I don't want to know what you find funny, what things you're thinking about. How many grapes in a bunch, probably. Yeah, I guess when I had more overt schizoid symptoms, I probably wasn't paying attention to how people were reacting to me. And like these days, I still really... Okay, so my tip should be, when I need to smile, maybe I should think, oh God, what is Paper Vampire thinking? And then I'll be like, except I might get more of that like awkward deer in the headlights smile, so maybe that's not a good idea. But yeah, no, actually, laughing is another way that I get through social situations, because if I don't know how to react to something, I just do a little sort of awkward giggle. Which has occasionally got me into trouble, but usually with little kids who are like, why are you laughing? And I'm like, oh, I should probably just say it's a defense mechanism and let them figure that one out. But in a lot of cases, you can be talking to someone and you can just be like, and they'll be like, yeah, okay. As long as you show that you're interested in what's going on. But yeah, often with having lunch with people, especially when it's a group of people. Like if it's one-on-one, that's not too bad because I'm talking to the one person, I know they're talking to me, and hopefully we're talking about a topic that's not too boring, although I have been caught in those situations as well. But when there's a lot of people and you're sitting like at a table, whatever, and they're talking about sport or people they know that I don't know, or even people I do know that I don't give a shit about. That's really hard, and I sort of just sit quietly and nod and occasionally try to come up with something to say, but mostly I just sit there, and as long as you, like, look like you're interested, no one really worries. But sometimes I would much rather just read a book or something. But I actually, these days, people will take out their phone and just sit on their phone and, be distracted from the conversation. But I was taught really early that that sort of stuff is rude, except in the context of, like, playing Game Boy or books. So I don't even sit around playing with my phone when I'm in those situations. Like, I'm so well trained to act like I'm doing the right thing, and I'll just sit there passively instead of doing something that would be a bit more interesting to me. And that's something that I'm not sure I can break out of that habit now, because it's just so ingrained that that's the way that I'm supposed to behave. And the social version of me just does the thing, and I'm just like, okay, I just have to sit here and hope a topic I like comes up. Once they get onto a topic that I actually know more about and that they're more interested in my opinion, that's a bit easier to say stuff. But it's still tough. I've learned all these strategies to and they're subconscious strategies. Like, I'm trying to think of what they are now. But they are things that have got me through social situations and are just sort of automatic now. But that doesn't mean that that I've fundamentally changed. I'm still sort of not wanting to be places or getting bored with the conversation. I'm just better at not showing that. But yeah, so I don't even know what people's first impressions of me are now, actually. I guess, like, when I was doing a lot more music and had the colourful hair, for example, you can have a look at some of that if you want somewhere, maybe. I think I probably have it more on my Facebook. I don't think I've posted those pictures so much on Instagram. There is one lot of pictures, I guess. But yeah, no, when I was doing a lot of the coloured hair on the music scene, there was, like, one chick who assumed I was vegan just because, like, I'm kind of skinny and and I was skinnier back then because I couldn't eat very much, and had the coloured hair, and all those bright coloured hair dyes, the dyes, they always advertise themselves as vegan friendly, and for some reason, I don't know, a lot of vegans dye their hair. So she just comes up, and I had, like, these lollies that we were using to try and get a bit extra coin for the band. People can take it, give us a coin donation, whatever. And she comes up and she's like, those lollies are made out of bugs. And I'm like, well, in some countries, bugs are a delicacy. And she's like, oh, so you're not vegan? I'm just like, really? Really? Fuck off. Right now, I imagine they think, what a handsome young man. Well, I have had a few instances, like before I shaved my hair as well and had the mask on, and people thought I was a dude, or seemed confused about how to refer to me until, like, I started speaking and my voice is a bit more feminine. So you can talk and talk and it's almost nervous rambling, but you sound nice. Yeah, I guess I have been told that some people just watch my videos for, like, background noise, so I guess there must be something okay about my voice, my speaking voice. But yeah, no, I have learned to be able to talk more, and then with YouTube, I feel like I talk, like I have less pauses between my talking, and I've learned to just fill the silence for YouTube. My older videos, I think, I was not so much like that. And I think it's just the practice. Like, YouTube has been good practice for me in socializing, because I can practice talking to the camera, and that's a lot easier than talking to a person, and, like, the camera doesn't interrupt, and you get practice using your mouth and trying to, do more stuff with your face, I guess. Like, I guess I could talk to the mirror, but then I've got different issues. Anyway, so there was that chick who thought I was vegan. There was, like, some dude watching my band perform. This is when I was in my girl band, Rainbow Death Ray, and he thought we were lesbian death metal, which is so far off. I mean, there were, like, I think at least one of the girls might have been a lesbian, and I don't know, we had, like, the whole range of people. But we weren't a lesbian band, and we weren't a death metal band. I just happened to death growl. That doesn't make it death metal. It was more like electronic pop metal. It was my own weird kind of thing that I did. Yeah. So that was a weird thing. I'm not really, like, see, I'm only aware of these more obvious things, and that was since I learned to be more social. I guess now I pay a little bit more attention. I think also, like, my ex, for example, he was very paranoid about people, and so he was constantly reading people, and I think I probably absorbed some of that from just listening to him and being like, oh, okay, so that might be what people are about. Before that, I didn't even try to analyze people. It's just because he was constantly analyzing and he'd tell me stuff, and I think I learned to do a death growl. It feels like telling me to do a barrel roll. I don't even know what that meme means. I'm gonna have a drink. I can have a drink now. It's been more than an hour. A full-body man or a bunch of lesbians. Yay! I haven't warmed up today, but and I don't know how loud that's going to be on the thing. I hope I put a filter on it so that it doesn't completely clip. Yeah, we've got a limiter on. Okay. Yeah. So that's my death growl. I don't know what to say. And you can do low growls and high growls, but it's harder to do high in that technique. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not a lesbian, lol. Yeah, so that's my moment of being possessed on Halloween. I gotta say, walking to and from the dentist, mostly walking from the dentist, I did come across, like, little kids with their parents, with their little pumpkin buckets and all that, and there was one with, like, he was tiny little kid dressed up in a dark skeleton outfit and had a mask on, and his mum, or the adult he was with, was like, oh, don't scare people. Might have been grandma. And I was so tempted when she said, don't scare people, to just be like, rah! To this little kid. But I'm a bit more restrained when I'm out and about. I just think about it. Yeah, because all these kids, oh my god, I think they're so scary. And then, yeah, no one would expect me, especially in the suburb that I live in, which is quite conservative. It's very much not a metalhead place. They would not expect that from me. Like, even when I just go out in my big boots, growling at random children in the mall. The name of your band, Rainbow Death Rain, reminds me of the movie High Fidelity, where Jack Black's band is called Sonic Death Monkey. Yeah, well, I think it's just the weird space that we were in. Like, it was hard to come up with a name that didn't completely suck. I realize in hindsight that by using the word rainbow, that probably made people think we were even more gay, but, yeah, whatever. I just wanted something that was, like, kind of feminine, but not too feminine. Like, I didn't want to go pink or anything. So, yeah, just rainbow and then death ray, because we had electronic elements and metal elements, and, I was on antidepressants at the time, so the energy in band prac was weird, because, yeah, when I took those antidepressants, especially when I first went on them, like, if I hadn't been taking them and then went on them, I get this crazy energy, and, let's just say what happens in band prac stays in band prac. My band may have seen a few things when I've changed meds or stopped and started, but, yeah, we won't go into that here. So, yeah, like, some of my first videos on YouTube were about being on antidepressants. They affect me quite a lot and make me, like, feel really weird when I already have enough of my own weird feelings. Good Halloween movie, Bride of the Reanimator. Actually, that reminds me, I did do some voice work for a, like, horror movie, but I never actually found out if they used my voice, and so I've been trying to find out. I think it came out in cinemas last year, but it was only in, like, these weird niche cinemas, and I think this year they might have released it on DVD, but I'm not sure how to get a copy to see if my name actually got in the credits or not, but I won't say which movie until I've checked that. The guy was gonna, like, send me some stuff, but, later, but it never came through. He actually did pay me, though, so it was legit, and I had to go to the tax office and ask them what my tax status was on it. But yeah, no, that was an odd thing, because I'd been advertising myself as a, for a metal band, and he's just like, hey, I've been working with heavy metal people, do you want to do some voice work? And I'm like, okay. Anyway, so I haven't really answered this question very well, have I? How are you perceived by people who didn't know you? I really don't know. They probably just thought cute little kid because I was cute when I was little. I don't have time to dig up that picture. And, or maybe I do. Do you want to see a picture of me when I was, like, really little? If I can find it. It'll be in... Oh, I need to keep that open, so let me open a new File Explorer thing. I will find you a cute photo somewhere, hopefully. Oh, it's gonna... My file management is all over the place, so this could take a while. I am sorry. Yeah, you want to see pictures? Okay. Might be in the family folder. It might be... Oh no. It will be in like something that I've scanned. Oh, there's my... Okay, let me copy the file path for that. This is like my first day of school, I think. How do I get that into OBS? Let me see. I like independent horror movies. I don't know if it was independent. Hope it turned out good and they use your voice. Let us know if it... Yeah, I will. I will let you know if it happened. Let's see. Image. Small me is what I will call it. Browse. Copy that in. Hey, look! That's me! When I was small on my first day of school, and I've got cute little shoes, and yeah. And now look how I turned out! Yeah. So my grandma being a bit concerned, about me and my soul, I guess. Maybe she was justified in that. So, that's that one. But I think I have an even cuter one from when I was even younger, if I can find it, but I'm not sure where it is. So that was my first day of school. This is the wrong folder by the looks of things, so where would I have put it? Is there somewhere for scans? Because it's from my old computer, so... yeah, everything's, and it's always weird. Where did all the, oh, okay. Oh god, look at all these scans. Nope, those are scans of my drawings from school, which I have not shown you, but I wonder if I should post those somewhere, because they're kind of interesting. My scans. Nope, that's the same stuff. Oh god. Nope. Okay, past me, where will you have put these things? Scans of me, no, I didn't name it that. It must be in something to do with the family. It's not in my good camera folder. I would have thought it would be in the family backups. Oh, there's no one called My Scans. That was the Inktober. Okay, old scans. Oh my god, there's some of Mikey. Well, this isn't the photo I was looking for, but this one is also kind of cute, and I was really little. I don't know what age I was on this one, so let me copy the file path for that and see if I can edit this one. Properties. Browse. That. And... Ah, it's too big! Goodness me. Alright, I'm sorry. I must have scanned it really high resolution, so... Da 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 da. Things I should have said. Oh, somehow off screen. I know there's a way to do it in OBS, I just can't be bothered. Bloody hell. Is there a way to make things smaller, like, faster? Oh no, I'm clicking the wrong thing now. Help! How big is this pic? Oh my god, it's freaking huge. Isn't there a way, like if I press Alt, is that like in... No, I think Alt is to crop it. Oopsies! No. We're getting there. We're getting there. With my little Asian looking eyes. They looked a lot more Asian when I was little. Oh, look at that little bob! Here we go. That's me. That's one of the cuter. So I didn't exist yet. So yeah, that's another picture of me when I was little. And now, yeah, this is the thing that I am now. But no, there was another one and that I was looking for, and that's not the one, and if it's not here, then I don't know where it is. I know where it is on Facebook, but I don't want to screw around with trying to get Facebook to appear on here. Random storage? No, I already looked at that. Family? Another family folder? Goodness me, this file system is really, really... They still look the same? No! How do I... No, I don't even know how to do the face. Wow. There are a lot of family stuff. Nope. Father, pets, no. Yeah, so none of these are it either. But there's a lot of old photos, and it's funny to look through all this shit. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it today. It's taking too long, so enjoy. Little kid me. It's going away now. Bye! And we can delete that. Yes. Okay. Just less hair. Oh dear, it was so good to shave all that off. Anyway, I'm well off the topic of the how were you perceived by people who didn't know you. You'd have to ask them, because I don't know. Yeah, I think people often get the wrong idea about me when they first see me. Oh my god, so noisy. Over schizoid symptoms. Yeah, I don't know. I think people just thought I was kind of odd and quiet and probably a bit religious or something, and especially because I was a good student. And did you have problems having people take you seriously? I've had problems now when I finally get a diagnosis and people, think that I don't have schizoid. I love the feel of hair when it's that short. Yeah. And, the reason I did it now is, we've got La Nina in Australia again, and so it's like wet, humid, gross weather, and we're going into summer, so like hot, humid weather. Today was a lot like that. Let me just put away my shoes, they're getting a little bit annoying. And I'm getting a little bit cold. Anyway, so I think I'll put away that question now, because it's a oddly worded question and a hard to answer question. So yeah, but those are the only two things that came through on the form. Next time I do plan one of these talking live streams, I'll try and give a bit more warning. But yeah, that's the thing. So I usually put I've started putting a Google form for people who can't make it here while I'm live. And so I put that in the stream description, and this time I also posted it in the community tab, which I don't know if YouTube even shows that to people, so whatevs. Yeah. Okay, so what else? I already talked about the merch thing. And I'm just going to close this window so I don't get confused. And okay, so I can keep streaming for another half hour or so. So if anyone who is on now wants to chuck a question at me, now's your chance. I don't answer everything, but yeah, depends what it is. And also, so I've got another video that I'm going to post tomorrow. I already recorded on Saturdays. Saturday? Yeah, so I will have the hair again. And then I recorded a couple more videos earlier today, but one of them needs a bit of editing because I got a little bit lost. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird making videos sometimes. Like I think I'm doing okay with it now, but I also get a bit like it's a weird thing to do to make videos and then have people watch, and so sometimes I just have this sort of like, oh, what am I doing? I'm not even sure. Did you do your own hair or did you have it done? Oh, so like I just started shaving it. What's today? Monday. So yesterday. I started shaving it yesterday because I wanted to shave it before. Oh, what? Did I just freeze up? Let me just... Oh no, it's back, it's back. Just my screen froze. I don't know if the screen froze for you guys as well. Yeah, I wanted to shave it before I had a shower so I could get rid of all the little hair bits. So I started just shaving it, and then Mum's looking at it like, And since she's the one who has to look at me and all the horrible things that I've done not shaving my hair properly, she came and finished it off for me and like finished the back to make it look a bit tidier. So, I kind of did my own hair and then my mum fixed it. Especially the back, because she's the one who has to see. I can't see the back of my head, so it's less of an issue for me, but she would have to be looking at it, and yeah. But yeah, for a while, you know, Mum didn't, like, way back 10 years ago or so, probably more than that, I wanted to shave my head, and Mum really didn't want me to do that, so that's why I went and got my hair coloured the first time, because I found a loophole. I can't shave my hair, well, I'll colour it instead, and so, you know. But with the hair colouring thing, like, I was just constantly changing colours, and there it is kind of fun, but it is kind of fun to have the coloured hair, but the maintenance is annoying, and then I just can't decide on how I want to look. So like whenever I first get my hair coloured, I'm kind of excited about it, but then after a while, I'm like, no, that's not quite right. That's not really how I want to look or how I'm supposed to look, or I don't know. Like, my sense of how I look is a bit screwed up because the way I see myself in my head it's kind of fuzzy anyway, but I just know that it doesn't match to how I actually look. And then so when I try and do things with my hair and it doesn't quite get there. So screw all that. I'm just going to the practical short hair for summer. I guess when it gets cold again, and depending on how many times I shave my hair in summer, by the time it gets cold again, maybe it'll be long enough to put extensions in, because I did get those ones from, those ones there, which you can't really see from here, from Cyberlock's shop, and I haven't really done anything with them, so I could get someone to install them from me and just have, like, a bit of long hair in winter, I don't know. But otherwise I can have my wigs, which you can't see here either. And just like when I feel like changing my hair, I just put on a wig and change it. It's probably not the greatest thing for summer. It's a bit of a dilemma. How do I manage temperature and how I want to look? I don't know. And because I'm not performing, it's hard to give a shit about how I look. And I think I can hear someone at the door again. Is that you, Hopi? No? No, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, anyway, so it's gone. And straight away when I started shaving it, it's just that feeling of relief. And it was starting to get annoying because, like, you know, I mentioned with bonsai, like, you know, I had a fan behind me, and so the little things of hair were starting to get into my face and get into my eyes and all that, and it's just not practical. Speaking of, because my hair's short, I better put, like, a hat in my bonsai bag for tomorrow, just in case I need to do much work outside. Long hair is nice, but short hair is nicer, yeah. Well, I wonder what my grandma would have thought, because my Aussie grandma I'm talking about, she had some odd ideas, like, very religious lady, but she also had this idea that women, unless they were blonde, women should have short hair. So she's constantly judging people's hair. And, yeah, I think she was okay with it when I started colouring it. Like, it was a bit of a surprise for her, but she's like, okay. But she always wanted my hair to be shorter, except now it's really short, and I'm not sure that this is what she meant. Anyway, it's much more manageable, at least. yeah, so what else has been happening? I guess just like making lots of YouTube videos, but I also need to try and concentrate. I've got to do some music stuff. And because like I've been working with a friend trying to get a new project started. And yeah, there's just all these little to-do things. And then like I even bought some books maybe last week, and I still haven't, or was it the week before, and I still haven't even touched them. And so I just had this idea that I wanted to read something, but I think I might have been in that sort of dissociating kind of mood because they're very much books that I would choose in that mood, and so I haven't really been in that state of being since so much, so I haven't really felt like reading it. God, trying to negotiate with my own brain is a bit much sometimes. Yeah, wow. Oh, and also, so other things I've been troubleshooting with stream elements. So if I try and get the bot commands, and will the bot actually show the commands for the robot? And I worked out what's happening. Okay, so see how the bot gives this address, but it's got like a double slash in there. And so I worked out that, oh no, I can't see it properly. Let me get my notepad out so I can just take off that formatting. Okay, oh, and I'll just edit it here while I'm here. So I think this, if I just insert my username in between that double slash, then hopefully this one will tell you the commands for the bot. I started reading Fellowship of the Ring, and the books are really different from the movies. Oh god, I couldn't make it through the book. My dad got me it when I was a lot younger, because he enjoyed Lord of the Rings and thought I'd enjoy it, and I was like, got it for my birthday too, and I was just like, you don't understand me at all. But I did try to read it, and I just wasn't into it. I was fine with reading The Hobbit. I read that probably when I was in year 6, so the year 2000 is when I read The Hobbit, and I enjoyed that, but I did not enjoy Lord of the Rings. Let me just check this link, the commands. Yeah, so now you can see a list of commands that you can give to the bot. Also a lot darker than I expected. Ah, dear. Yeah, I didn't actually finish the books. I started reading it, and then they were describing the scenery like fantasy writers like to do sometimes, or overdo, and I'm just like, I don't care about the scenery. Get back to the action. And yeah, I didn't make it through it. So with the bot, I think uptime still doesn't work. And so I've reported that to Stream Elements as an issue. So yeah, it has been streaming for, and then it's blank. So anything to do with me, it just leaves blank. And yeah, and then the other one, so it was a tip or tips? Tip, yeah, because Stream Elements has their own version of Super Chat. Won't ever work properly. Okay, so see, it's done this again where it's got a double slash, and so what it should be is for sure. Doesn't seem convincing, does it? So this is what it should be sending when you say tip, and if I plug that into my browser, then it comes up with this tipping page, and I think that just goes through PayPal, but it allows the thing to know when it's come through in the same way that Super Chat works, except that because you're bypassing YouTube, YouTube doesn't take a massive cut out of it. So that's kind of an interesting thing they've got. And then I'm sure once I have merch, there'll probably be a way to get to the merch page, but I imagine it's going to have the same problem where it does the double slash and leaves out the DestroyerMariko bit. But we'll find out when I put the merch up. Just The Hobbit, the new TV show was good. Sweet. What? Which, I haven't paid attention to Lord of the Rings stuff. It's not really something that interests me. Game of Thrones. What? I haven't watched that either. I'm a bit confused about what you're trying to say in those comments. Yeah, yeah, I don't really know what you're trying to say there, but yeah, I didn't watch Game of Thrones. Every time I walked in, there was some kind of sex scene, and I'm just like, I'm not here for this. I've heard there's dragons in it, but it also sounds like the way dragons work aren't something that I'm interested in either. Dragons used to be something I'm interested. I don't know if you can just see my dragon shelf up here, but I made actually a video about my dragon shelf a long time ago when I was cleaning it up. Books are always better than the adaptation. Are you sure about that? Because watching Dexter at the moment, and I've heard that the books are really weird and badly written. And so with Dexter season 1, they followed the book reasonably, or they took a lot of ideas from the book, but after that they just gave up on the books because they get weirder and stupider, and apparently by the end of it he's talking to demons, so they went into a full supernatural thing with the book, and so it sounds like the show was probably better than the book. Okay, maybe just usually better, at least fantasy adaptations. Yeah, it sort of depends, doesn't it? Yeah, it kind of almost makes me curious to read the Dexter books, but then not really. Yeah, also this season, oh my god, it's the one with the baby in it, and there's so much normal people stuff, and everyone's... I was gonna read the books, I know. I mean, you still might find it interesting. Apparently there are, like, so my ex read the books, and he told me some of the more interesting stuff, like some of the killers in there, but yeah, I don't know, I haven't heard good things about it, so... oh god, yeah, and Dick Solomon's in it, and that's jarring, but I'm trying to pay more attention to the character and less to the actor, but I also hate the character because he's just, like, crying about stuff, and I'm like, oh, really? Season 1 was much more relatable. This is what I was saying. You say you don't know, then you say it for me? Okay. I really don't know. Dexter talking to demons does sound like something I would like. Yeah, but I think it maybe changes the dynamic with the whole dark passenger thing. But I don't know, I haven't read it, so I've just heard that, you know, it wasn't very well done, or, you know, he got a bit weird with his ideas. Then again, like, you know, the stories I used to write, you know, on the rare occasions they showed people, they thought they were a bit weird, so... Maybe that's why I stopped writing, because, you know, people didn't understand what I was about. I still have a folder of a lot of my old writing, though, and, like, unfinished ideas, and, yeah, but I sort of lost interest in a lot of that. I think the fantasy world was past me, and I'm sort of trying to figure out what do I really want to do with my life. I don't even know. I'm just sort of here passing time, and yeah. Anyway, so the Stream Elements bot, yeah, they tried to get me to, like, reconnect my account or something, and that didn't work, and so I don't know when they're going to fix that, but, yeah, now I know how to get to the commands page. Just, like, when you type in the exclamation mark commands and then get this / just type in the DestroyerMariko thing in there. And that's how to get there. Same with the tip thing and whatever else. What else? Oh, I already closed it. Oh, well. Yeah. So I'm sort of learning all this software stuff a bit better. Gradually getting there. And yeah, Spreadshop. I will try and figure that out. But I think that's probably a lower priority. And I've got a few things I've got to try and do this week. And... I always somehow end up so busy, even though I'm not doing a huge amount with my life, and I don't understand how that happens. How do I keep getting busy? Anyway, so I think on Wednesday I'll probably just, like, do another live stream, but it'll just be gaming. And I also realized, like, with me talking now, I need to stop at 1.5 hours because I don't want to get too tired, especially I've got to work tomorrow. But on Wednesday, like, I've got nowhere else to be, and if I'm just playing video games with the occasional, you know, people want to chat, I'll probably be chatting a lot less, using my voice a lot less, and so I might get less tired. I could just, like, stream all day if I wanted to, depending on how long I feel like playing the game. I don't know which game I want to play on Wednesday. I guess I'll see what mood I'm in. But yeah, so I sort of am thinking I might stream. I could make that almost every Wednesday. I don't know if anyone's interested in that so much. I personally don't understand watching people game, but I know some people prefer to watch gaming rather than playing themselves. I'm very much someone who would rather be in the action than observing the action. I'm not a good audience member. It's like Hello Scream's on now, and some people are like, oh, you know, I mentioned I'm decided not to audition for Hello Scream, and then people are like, oh, you're gonna go in the audience, and I'm like, no, that's not something that's appealing to me. Yeah, I don't know. I just rather be in the action than watching. Same with YouTube. I don't watch a whole lot of people just vlogging unless there's something very specific that I'm looking for. For example, at the moment, looking up dissociation type stuff because I'm trying to get my head around that. There'll be more in tomorrow's video. You should go as the audience and scare the actors. No, that is the most annoying thing. Because I've been a scare actor, every now and then you get someone in the audience who thinks they're going to be smart and do that, and it's just like, come on, mate. Don't ruin it for everyone. Move on, you know? And so that you sort of figure out ways to get around those people and just move them on. And if they really don't want to move on, that's when you get security. Although I've never had to do it, but last year one of the girls I was working with got security quite a lot. I think a lot of people had cabin fever after lockdown, because we had just come out of lockdown for last year's Hello Scream. And so, yeah, people were they had a bit too much energy. And so, yeah, I think quite a few people got injuries as well. Cattle prod them. I don't like gaming streams. Yeah, well, so for the people who do like gaming streams, probably Wednesday. For the people who don't, that's just going to be my content for the day. And then I'll get back to posting something more substantial on Thursday. Now, my recorded vlogs at the moment, I'm ahead of schedule, so the videos that you're seeing are a few days old. So yeah, as I said, tomorrow's video I'll have the hair again, and then Wednesday live stream probably, unless I'm just too tired and maybe I'll post one of the other videos instead. Then probably Thursday, Friday I've got things that I recorded today. And then after that, I've got to think of what else. So if there's like particular topics, I'm still open to video suggestions, within reason and depending on my mood. And I also found my old folder from like 10 years ago, and yeah, looked through some of that again. But I'm running low on that. Like, it turns out I actually have done some of those ones, and so I can probably delete them now. Yeah, it's weird doing YouTube again though. Like, I'm not entirely sure why I'm doing it, but it seems to be something that I like doing, so I just keep doing it. Giant fruit videos, if you can find them. Apparently my sensei who gave it to me, she said she uses it, or she actually showed me, she puts them into thin slices and then uses it in tea. I don't think Mum was too keen on that, because it'd take forever to use the entire thing for tea. Like, you have black tea and then you put in lemon, and then, or you could have any tea really, put in the lemon, add the lemon to it, and then, yeah, sort of a lemon tea thing. I don't know what we did with the other one, or if Mum threw it out, or I'm not really sure if she's used it for something. I haven't been paying attention to whether it's still even here. But I don't think we have any more giant fruit around. Yeah. But that one was weird, like the one where I showed the inside. That's the most successful short video I've done, and I'm just like, why? But my sensei loved the one where I was dancing with the lemons, and she brings it up every time I'm working with her now. I'm just like, okay, well, at least someone got something out of that. Let me close this thing, don't save. Oh dear, I can have another drink. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, so we have about 10 minutes left. What else has been happening? I don't even know. I can't even remember until I look at, like, the notes I've been writing for my psychologist. I think a lot of what I've been doing has just been YouTube stuff, like getting the t-shirts sorted out. Yay! So I'm getting myself the men's one in a small size and the women's one in a small size. I suppose the men's is like unisex, but yeah, I'm getting one of each in the small size. 'Cause why not? And we'll see what they are like. Also, like with the, I'm pointing at the right one, with the hoodie, I put the print on the back because on the front it had pockets and you can't print over the pockets or anything. So obviously the print was like small and higher up and it just kind of looked weird. So the print is on the back. And so people behind you will just have me and my many faces staring at them as they follow you, wondering what the hell that is. Yeah. And with Patreon, I showed Patreon some previews and asked whether I should put my username or DestroyerMariko under it, but we've decided to keep it mysterious, so at this stage there's none of that. Maybe eventually I'll design something with the name on it if there's people who really want to show that they're part of the cult. But yeah, so all these ones, the image is on the front, and then for that one it's on the back. Yeah, and then I think like with the women's one, it looks like the image is smaller than on the men's unisex one, so I'm going to be interested to see how that works. Yeah. And then when I simplified the design, I also brightened the design because how it looks on screen, obviously your screen is backlit, so things get brighter, but when you print, it's just the light reflecting off them, and so it changes your perception of the color and how the colors look. So yeah, I made it ridiculously bright. So, hello! Julieta I'm really bad at pronunciation. Helena? Or is it like one of those... Julieta, thank you for subscribing. You're a bit mysterious, though. The Julieta hasn't said anything, hasn't been in the chat, so it's another one of those mysterious things. I guess, maybe she's not watching the live stream, though, because I've noticed when people have been subscribing and I haven't been streaming at all, Streamlabs still gives me a list of people who are subscribing, so yeah, that's kind of fun. But yeah, it is a bit spooky, so I don't know if she's watching me now and just like lurking and being spooky, or if she's subscribed from elsewhere on my channel. But thank you. It's fun having the little thing pop up because now I know what's going on. Hey, and what's also spooky is just like my channel's been growing lately, and I'm not sure what to do with that because, it's just a bit unusual. I guess I'm doing something right, because, usually YouTube's like, no, you should make more tech videos or whatever, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna make the videos I want to make, because you're not my real mum, and I don't know. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm keen to see what these shirts look like, but so, yeah, do let me know if people want these before I get my own samples, if you want them ASAP or if you want them before Christmas or whatever. I mean, Christmas is just a date. I'm actually more of a Festivus person, for those of you who get Festivus reference. Because, like, I'm not religious, and also Festivus is funny. But anyway, yeah, I know Christmas is a thing for some people, so I can arrange it. And yeah, I'm thinking when I do put it live, I guess I'll do a live stream, and I'll also like take the price down as like a launch special. I think for most of them, I've got to work out how much I can take it down by, but yeah, at the moment it's just like the default prices they told me to put, so. But it's a shame that they don't have like an inbuilt discount thing. Yeah, and then also like, how do I give Patreon a discount? I don't know if they have a function like that, so I don't know. I'm still learning all this stuff, but it is kind of fun to finally get shirts going. And then I want to make one that's like, I started a cult, or I joined a cult, and all I got was this crazy shirt, or I don't know, something like that. I want to have a shirt like that. And so now, like, I was buying some shirts on T-Turtle, but now I'm just going to make my own shirts, I think. And Yeah, so as my, like, things like this are actually quite old and starting to get worn out, and the armpits of a lot of my shirts are starting to get those white marks from my deodorant. So as I replace them, I'll replace them with my own designs. That'll be kind of fun. And then if anyone else wants one, I'll make them public for everyone else too. How about the Wookiee Holiday Life Day? I'm not aware of that one. Maybe you can ask them for a promotional code. No, like, I've looked up, people have been asking for like discount mechanisms, but apparently it only works on like Twitch. They have something that works on Twitch, and I'm like, well, maybe Spreadshop will have something like that. I think actually Spreadshop does have a bit more flexibility, but yeah, it's a bit more complicated to set up, and I haven't really had time to sit down. Like, I think I'm going to prioritize this because it's just simpler, it's easier. I'll get something done and made. I've got a few more things to tweak on the shop before I can make it live, and then maybe I'll just make it live anyway, and those of you who want to risk it with me and, probably get your shirt before I get mine, we'll have a race. Yeah, anyway, I'll probably will, and then I'll, like, just drop the price, and then once I get mine, I'll put the price back up. So that's how I do it. People who want to take a risk, I make the price lower, but maybe I've still got a few more things to set up and tweak, and then tentatively maybe I'll live stream next week, next Monday, maybe around the same time. I've got to check with Mum whether that suits her. Maybe I can do that, and then we can have a live stream and we can launch it, and then if you want to buy it, you can buy it then. I love Festivus, the airing of grievances and the feats of strength. Yeah, and my brother and I made a little Festivus pole. It's not really a Festivus pole because, it's not made out of aluminium. We just got some wood and put it together with our little stand and spray painted him silver. We put an aluminium bow tie on him, but also some googly eyes, and then he's got a couple of little arms to hold decorations, so he's not even unadorned, but he was inspired by the Festivus pole anyway. I think his name was Rowan the Festivus pole or something. I don't even remember how he got that idea. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, so merch is kind of exciting, making my own shirts finally. It's something I've wanted to do for ages. But I think back when I first wanted to do it, you had to order a certain number of shirts, and so I just couldn't afford it. But nowadays, so many of these printing companies exist where you can just order one shirt instead of having to like bulk order stuff. So yay, technology. I can finally get me a shirt. Yeah. I feel like I had another thought. Oh, promotional codes? Yeah, probably Spreadshop. I don't know. I thought there was something else. Hello, brain. What else were you thinking about? I don't know. Maybe my brain's lying to me. Maybe I keep thinking I'm having some other thought and not really. But yeah, so maybe next week. If I can get everything done in time, maybe next Monday we could launch this stuff. And then those of you who live in Europe and the US can race me to get my shirt. Oh, another thing also. So, my Patreon guys know that originally it just showed the shirts without the models, and so the women's one in particular looked very unappealing and strange. But I've since worked out that I can upload a custom image. And so I don't know if anyone is game for this, but what I could do is if anyone wants to be a model on my shop, if you get one of these products and you take a photo of yourself and it's kind of like, it looks nice enough and it shows the shirt, I could potentially make you one of my shop models. I think the requirement is it's got to be 1,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels. But other than that, as long as it looks okay, I could do that. I could put myself as one of the models on my shop too, because it does have that custom thing. And so, now I'm getting all like, haha, what else can I do with this? And just, muck around. But the Stream Elements shop doesn't have as many options for merch. Like, there's more stuff than this, but not as much as Spreadshop. And I'm not sure if Spreadshop will let me put custom images, but that's something that could be kind of fun. Yeah, we could all be models. But it does sort of, there's only a certain number of images I can have. I think I can have 2 different images. So one that's like the you know, the one that shows up in the shop. And then there's another one like when you scroll in the like product page, but then they also have their default one, which is just the shirt with the design on its own, which is a bit boring and I can't seem to change it. And like with the hoodie, it's got like some kind of a glitch where the product image is just like this ghostly kind of thing, and I emailed them about it and they're like, yeah, we know this is a problem, just upload other pictures for now. And I'm like, okay. Anyway, it's 6 o'clock, so I've been going for an hour and a half, and I'm going to have to get offline to save my voice and my energy. And Hope is woofing. Maybe Dad's home. So yeah, if no one's got any like pressing last minute questions, I'm going to wrap this up. And maybe should I play one of my girl band songs for you? And you can see that this is definitely not lesbian death metal. I will play, what's one of the heaviest ones? So we recorded all our softer songs for our EP. Either What You've Become or Storm. Maybe I'll play What You've Become. Oh, the not lesbian death metal. Which one should I play? What You've Become or Storm? Storm has that big solo in the middle. What You've Become, oh, they both have me playing violin. I played violin as well in this band, as well as singing. Which one has the most growling? I don't think either of them has, like, you know, they have, like, maybe, like, the smallest bit of growling. I know Storm definitely has it. What You've Become... I think Storm might have a bit of growling just at the end of, like, chorus bits, so I will play that for you on my way out. And I think you guys have had enough chance to ask me final questions, so I'm going to leave you. And so I will see those of you who want to just like veg out doing some gaming, maybe Age of Mythology, or depending on the energy I have, maybe I'll I'll see if I can pick up my, you know I have that game of Beyond Earth Civilizations that I never finished for, like, I was doing a Let's Play kind of thing and I never finished it. Maybe I can go back to that, but that might be a bit much because I think I was pretty far through the game and it was getting a bit complicated and I have no idea what strategy I was even running. And so maybe I'll just play, like, Age of Mythology on medium and see if I get destroyed in that by the computer. But yeah, tomorrow's video is already ready to go. Just, yeah, I'm trying not to bombard. Like, I guess there might come a point where I do go back to my habit of, like, 2 vlogs a day that I used to do way back. But at the moment, I'm still trying to, you know, manage my time better. And I just happen to be ahead of schedule. But I'm sure I'll get back to a point where I'm just scrambling to put up something daily. Anyway, so that's what's coming up, I guess, soon. And I will leave you with Storm by Rainbow Death Ray. Now, the song that I played at the start of this stream was The Psychologist, which is on my Bandcamp, the DestroyerMariko. I will just get you these links so that you don't have to find them. And that was from my Asexuality EP, which I did for uni, so you can find that here. And then I will get you Rainbow Death Ray's one. I think Rainbow Death Ray you can get for free. You might just have to put your email in, but I've never really used that to email people, so I should probably turn that off. And so the song I'm about to play you is Storm from the Rainbow Death Ray EP that I did with my girl band, which was not lesbian death metal. And yep, there it is. And I'll just wait for it to show up on the little box thing here. rainbowdeathray.bandcamp.com. Hurry up! There it is. Alright, here comes Storm, and I'll see you guys later. Oh, not too early. I've forgotten how my own song goes.